My name is Engelbert Otto Bauer. I'm the youngest World War II veteran that's alive today. I made Palau, Leyte, Luzon, Iwo Jima, and Okanaknak before my 16th birthday. I got my sex education in Panama City, Panama. And that's where I'm coming from. How I got into service, I lied. I'm the youngest World War II veteran alive. I'm getting, what am I, 70 some odd years old now? Something, a little over that, whatever. I joined the Navy when I was 14. I used a friend of mine's birth certificate of Alfonso. And on the birth certificate, he had male Alfonso, so I put Bert in there. So to get my mother to get the insurance, I had to kill off Pete Alfonso, that she married John Bauer, so she would get the insurance money if anything happened to me. But then they said, you have to have proof of your father's death. And the government, for some reason, always gives you the answer how to, what they'll accept. And they accepted a mass certificate. If you say a mass in the Catholic Church, they give you a card, they accept that card. So I had a mass said for Pete Alfonso. So my mother remarried John Bauer, which was my real father, so she could get the insurance money if anything happened to me. And then they said, well, okay, they still didn't believe me. What they did is they said, we want your school records. So I went to the school that Alfonso went to and I got his records. So I took the records there, and he said that they wanted something else, proof of my, oh yeah, I already told you about proof of my father's death. They wanted my mother to sign it, you know. So I paid a woman $5, went to a good notary, and she signed it. So I gave them all identification. They had nothing to doubt me about, and they put me in as Bert Alfonso. And then within a month later, I went to Sampson, New York. Oh, by the way, I went to in Sampson, New York. I went with Hitler's cousin. He graduated the same time at Sampson, New York, which was interesting, I thought.
Graduated from where? From
Sampson Naval Station at the time. We were going through the boot camp at the same time, which I thought was interesting. Now I do, but at the time I didn't think it was funny. And I went overseas, and that was it.
As a 14-year-old, now that's pretty young. And I'm kind of amazed by the fact that you got in, you're in the Army, fighting in World War II, 14. What were some of your feelings about that at that age? Okay,
in first place, I was in the Navy, not the Army.
Oh, forgive me, please.
It's a big factor.
I know, I'm sorry.
Well, at 14, I joined the service because you got to remember the times that we had at that time. If you weren't in service, you were a slacker. And I honestly thought that the war will be over before I become of age. So that's why I joined. And
were there a lot of young servicemen like that, like you at that time?
Oh yeah, there was quite a few, but we were far and few between. And my job in the service was I was a boat jockey. They call me coxswain. Oh, by the way, I went into Seaman Deuce and got out of Seaman Deuce, so you know where my head's at. You know what I mean?
I don't know what that means.
Seaman second class.
Oh, okay. All right, Seaman Deuce. Okay.
Yeah, I Seaman Deuce. You know, I got in second class, and I got out of second class. Rank was very few and far between, and at that time they were only giving us $50 a month, and I was getting shot at too at that time at $50 a month.
14 years old.
At 14, well.
15,
but
anyway.
But that's where I got all my education from. That's where I learned 360 degrees in a circle, and I knew the North Star, and I knew how to navigate. That taught me by practical experience. And see, I'm dead right here now, see?
Well, that's all right. Dead space is fine. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, well, anyway, after I got back from overseas, the war was just about being over, okay? I went on furlough, leave, and the war ended, so I didn't go back.
All right, wait a second. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Are there any defining moments in the war itself?
Oh yeah.
That you could talk about?
Yeah. Now I can talk about it now, but not at the time. My job was the broach boat. A broach boat is the people that were driving them LCMs didn't know how to drive them. They usually were Army and some Navy guys driving the LCMs. They didn't know how to drive the LCMs.
And what's an LCM?
A landing craft mechanized. It's a tank carrier, okay, to bring in troops and equipment and so on and so forth. As an invasion is going on, time is very important. A boat has 3 minutes to get in and out, and unload and get out. But if they foul up and the boat broaches, they start stacking up. The boat starts stacking. They can't get in. My job was to hook onto them and pull the boat out, straighten it out so they can get out, so another boat can get in there. And as you're doing it, their bodies all over the place, and you're running over the bodies that are there. You're chopping them up, and they were dead. But they were dead.
Where exactly was this?
This was Iwo Jima, and but we had to get the boats out, and it was just a common thing. We were running over bodies like crazy, and that was my job.
So you were being shot at this point?
Oh, everybody was being shot.
You mean you were doing this under fire?
Of course, everything is timing. You only have 3 minutes to get in, get out. And if the logistics stop, you got problems. The guys up front got problems. They need their water, they need their ammunition, they need all that kind of logistics is the key. And when the boats stack up like that, that means it's not coming in and nobody can come in. And then the beach master, he's yelling at you, get that damn boat out of here. You understand? He's interested in opening everything up, but everything is timing. Well, that was my job. Well, anyway, after when we went home, after the war, we went into Portland, Oregon. That was our home port. Then we went on furlough, and then the war ended. When the war ended, I said I had enough of this here Navy. I'm through with it. And I went AWOL.